The Pursuit to Win with JP Irwin. Each week, we uncover the journey and the stories of those who have learned to win in the marketplace. Hear the struggle, the challenges, and what it took to succeed. They say a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Join us each week as we take a deep dive into the lives of those who have built successful companies, become financially wealthy, and went through firsthand what it takes to make it. Hear their stories, the advice they give on what to do and what not to do as we discuss the work environment of yesterday, today, and the future. Thank you for joining us on The Pursuit to Win, the 10X Kids Edition. I'm JP Irwin. And this, Parker. What are you doing?
I was watching a Pursuit to Win episode in the metaverse.
Parker, are you in the metaverse right now?
Yeah.
You're watching the Pursuit to Win in the metaverse. You got to come back to the real world. We have to do this episode.
Okay, sorry. Wait, how do I get out of here?
So I'm JP Irwin. This is Parker James.
Hey, I'm Parker James 10X.
He's currently in the metaverse. He was watching the Pursuit to Win episodes, which you can see at 10xkids.pursuittowin.com. He was watching that on YouTube in the metaverse.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
All right.
I'm
we
getting
gotta get
out
back
of
to this episode.
Yeah. Here it is.
So while he's exiting, we have just read the 10X Kids book. So this book was written by Grant Cardone to help inspire kids. And he has had a big impact on myself as well as Parker. Parker's been on Grant's stage. He's now opening his own business at 14 years old.
I'm here.
Oh, he's back. All right. So, we decided when Grant launched this book that we were going to read it. Parker wanted this book and to read it. And so we decided, why don't we discuss it each week? And instead of discussing it, him and I, we read this book and we literally sit down right here and discuss it with all of you. We don't even talk about this beforehand. There is no script. We just go
read
for
it. It's raw footage.
That's right. Real, raw. You're getting exactly what him and I think coming right out of our brains. So
on the spot.
On the spot. So we are reading Grant Cardone's newest book for kids.
10X Kids.
And my name is JP Irwin.
And I'm Parker.
And anything you want to say in this final episode of 10X Kids?
It's going to be a quick one, but we got to make it longer.
All right.
You gotta make some jokes.
So make some jokes. I like that. So we have read all the episodes. We're doing this final episode to go over the onward and do a recap on what we've learned over these last 7 weeks. Anything you'd like to say right off, Parker, before we get started?
Read this book.
Read this book. So don't just make money, make a difference. That's a quote that Grant has. And in this final chapter, he talks about dreaming big. It all starts with an idea. Actually, Parker, why don't you talk about your idea, the thing you made in the metaverse that I just saw you do? What the idea and how it becomes success.
Here, I'll just give you guys the actual thing instead of just explaining it.
I'll give you a tour. So while he's getting that fired up, basically Grant says an idea is just an idea unless you put it to action. Some people will take no action. Some will just take normal action. And then some will take average action. Yeah. And then some will take massive action. And in order to make something successful, it's going to take 10 times the amount of effort to get it done, a lot of times. So that is why the whole 10X, he says, whatever you think it's going to take, do 10 times that. Because you don't know what you're going to have to go through to make that idea successful. And with Parker, he had an idea. He wanted to repair phones and he was watching YouTube videos. He was learning. I didn't even know he wanted to do this as a business until he came to the boot camp. One of our guys couldn't come. He wanted to hear Grant speak. So found out he could go, and he was talking to business owners. He raised his hand, and Grant ended up bringing him up on stage. And I couldn't believe when that happened, Grant asked him, or Parker asked him, what advice do you have to give a kid my age? And Grant told him he's going to leverage his age and he needs a money goal. If you don't have a goal a path, something to achieve, how are you going to get results? And so he told me, you got to make 10 grand. And then he said, how are you going to do that? Parker told him about his business idea. He'd been fixing phones. I didn't even think of it as a business, And the video went viral. Tim, the owner of Techie, reached out. It's actually the shirt I'm wearing because this is Parker's new business opening up in Elm Plaza in Waterville at the end of March. He reached out and said he started as a young kid. He wanted to get Parker going. And so he gave Parker a big jump start to get going. Parker then started hustling, making cold calls, marketing videos, raised the rest of the capital to launch the store. And so that all started from an idea. That idea turned into now a store. And Parker is only 14 years old.
The
right,
big
Parker?
1-4.
The big 1-4. So I want to tell that story one more time just to show you what can happen when you show up, you're confident, you introduce yourself, and you stay committed to making something happen. And, big things can happen even at 14.
Yeah.
So now that you got everything all ready, why don't you tell us what you made here in the metaverse?
This is an app I just found. So here's the start of an idea. This is your idea right here. You can see how tiny it is, right? You just barely see it. But so this is your idea right here. And this is what happens when you do it. It gets bigger. And then come over here. Oh, whoops. You come over here.
Don't worry, you're not going to punch me.
Your idea is going good. It's going great. You're almost achieving that idea. Then come over here. Then your idea becomes reality. You have started to do your idea. Your idea could be a business. It could be anything. And now that you're doing it, it's now reality. And look at that size comparison.
Wow. It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Just taking action, right?
Yep. Oh, wait. I need to spin around real quick. Okay, so your idea becomes money. You have now made profit and money off from the small little idea you got here. Spin around again. So you made profit, and most likely your first million. You've made your first million off from this small idea right here. And now we come up here. Now people want to do what you're doing. You're an inspiration to people, and people want to share the word about you because they've heard great things about you. And without this small idea, this wouldn't happen. Now we come up here. More people now know who you are because you put yourself out into the world and everything's coming back. Now more people know who you are, all from the start of an idea. And now you realize that you turn a tiny idea like this into this giant success right here.
Wow, I like that.
Look at that size comparison. That's your success, and that's your idea. So really, your success should look like this, and your idea should look like this. That's your idea, and that's your success. Your success is tiny compared to your idea. Without the idea, all these things you see right here would not have happened if you didn't have that little idea. Like, you could be almost asleep and then an idea pops in your head. Write it down.
I like that.
That way you remember your idea and you don't forget about it. And the next day you're like, oh, what was that thing that I had in my head?
I love that.
And then now with that small idea, you could have this. This is your success. And this is your success before you had that idea.
It's true. A little idea can turn into something huge. And what it takes, like Parker was saying on that roadmap, it takes action, it takes results. It takes writing it down. I think you're right, Parker. If you don't write down your idea, you're going to forget about it, right?
Yeah.
And a year from now, guess what? It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
You might think about that idea again. You're like, oh, shoot, I meant to do that. Oh, but guess what? Somebody else just did it.
Oh, yeah, John, you should start writing down your ideas.
I should, yeah. So I have a lot of ideas, and I agree. You got to write them down.
Been done.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he feels
if I could
horrible.
go back to the early 2000s,
yeah,
I would have probably created Uber. But anyways, write down your ideas. And then create a plan. How are you going to hit these goals? Each day you need to be mapping out your day. What can you do to get closer to your goals? And as you achieve things, you need to write down those wins because you need to recognize what is actually working. There's so much stuff going on in the day. And, like I'm reading this book, The 80-20 Principle. They talk about how 20% of what you do is actually causes 80% of your results. So you need to laser in on what is actually working and replicate that. So yeah, we're on the onward, recapping everything that we've learned. These ideas do not happen unless you take action. And Grant recommends taking massive action.
I got this while I was at the boot camp.
So the last boot camp we're at, he brought his book because he wanted Grant to sign it. I believe that was before episode 6 that we did? He had signed it. So let's do a recap real quick. So in the onward, this headline says 10x your goals, think big. So if you look back on that chapter, do you want to read the quote that it has?
Approach every situation with a whatever it takes mindset. Do what others refuse to do.
And so do you remember in that chapter what he was talking about with goals? Why do most people not reach their goals?
Because they don't take massive action.
Yeah. And it wasn't, I think you had said in that episode, it's not because they're lazy, right?
It's not because they're lazy.
Because they're not taking the right amount of action, right?
Yeah.
So you need to set these big goals, right?
Yeah.
And then take big action to make them happen.
My goal is by next year to be a millionaire.
That's a big goal. You can do it, though. I mean, total with the store, you put together over 100K.
It doesn't sound reasonable, but never doubt yourself.
Yeah. No, that's a good goal to have. You need to push yourself.
Push yourself to the limits. That's why I want to work 7 days a week.
Yeah. All right.
But Mom won't let me.
She won't let you? So we're going hard to launch this store. We have limited staff. It's Parker. I'm helping him. Griffin, the other guy, the guy on the other side of this lens.
Say hi, Griffin.
Hello. My wife, and then, we have a few people that we've added on. They're all going to be helping us launch the store, but it's going to be a lot in the beginning, to build it, get it going, and then, make sure we've got staff in place. So
it'll all be worth it.
It will. You got to put in the hard work, and it's going to be great.
As The Rock says, put in the work, put in the hours.
Yeah.
And take what's ours.
Nice. I like that. What about the next chapter? So it was 10x your money, invest big. You want to read that quote?
There is no shortage of money, only a shortage of people thinking big enough.
And so in that chapter, Grant went into money. Do you know what he said in that chapter?
Invest.
Yeah. Well, he said you need to get money.
You need to get money.
You need to keep it.
Keep it and then invest it.
And then you got to multiply it. If you want to grow something big, you could work 100 hours and there's only so many hours in the day, only so much money you can make. But if you can find ways to multiply it, then that is how you can really, leverage that money. The last chapter, 10x your action, act big.
Never lower your targets. Instead, increase your actions. Greatness takes work. You must take massive action to reach your goals. Doing 10x more than the average person will.
Yeah, and so I think in that chapter, I remember there was a...
act big.
Oh, what was in that chapter? There was a school campaign going on, right?
Yeah.
There was the popular kid who did nothing. He thought based on his popularity, he was going to win.
Yeah. And then the girl who wasn't really popular and had a few friends, she put herself out there and got all kinds of votes.
And she put way more signs up than everyone else, right? Mm-hmm. And she ended up winning because she took massive action. And then we had read 10x your resources, build big. You want to read that quote?
Yeah. If the people around you are giving you advice to slow down or take it easy, you are listening to people who have the wrong information.
So in Build Big, they were talking about mentors and they were talking about your network, right? And so the people around you, you want to make sure you have the right ones. You want to have positive thinking people that want to build big. And it's a great way to get there is by having mentors. There are people out there that have done what you're looking to do. So if you can reach out to them, get advice, maybe work for them for free, shadow. Who knows? A lot of times those people want to retire and they want to find someone to take over. You could help put yourself in a situation where you can take on a company and learn from one of the greats. So 10x your influence, live big. What's that quote?
Nothing is impossible. Everyone who is a success started somewhere.
It's true. So in that chapter, we were talking about there's no limit to success. You don't need to be jealous or envious of your friends or people on social media. You know, they're posting in front of the fake Lambo or the jet. You know, really it's a green screen and they look like they're on a jet. You don't know what people are really doing, you know, and there's no reason to be jealous.
Same shoes Grant had at the boot camp, the ones he wanted.
That was at 10X Growth Con in Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need to be jealous over others' success. There's plenty of go around. Even your competitors. Be happy for other people when they achieve great things. You know, we all need to build each other up, and there's enough to go around. So don't be limited in thinking that they're taking all your success. Why me? Go take action and make it happen. Anything else you want to add to that?
Take massive action. Nothing below that.
Yeah. Overall, we're done this book now. What do you think about the 10X Kids book that Grant Cardone wrote?
You guys should read it. Everybody watching should read it.
Why? Why should they read it?
Because it's got some good tips and tricks on how to grow your business. It's got good motivational quotes. It's got everything you need to know.
What do you think about your mindset? You know, reading this book, do you think might change the way people think?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Probably.
You know, Grant might be listening. He thinks like this was a maybe. Maybe it might change your mindset.
It's a 50-50 probably.
Yeah? Why do you say that?
Because some people stick to their thoughts. Some people don't change their ideas.
Okay. All right. So now he's making me understand why he might say that answer. So there's some people who probably won't commit to this, right? They're probably going to read this book and they're going to set it down and that's the end of it, right? You can't just learn stuff. You need to apply it, right? You need to take action. You need to stay committed to it and do it daily. There's going to be days that you don't feel like doing it. You're going to fall off the wagon. You need to get back on the wagon, stay committed.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Look, I fell off the wagon.
We didn't do any things for David, like special effect wise. Like, remember? Weren't we going to see like if he can make like a little 3D image of us or Griffin told me that.
Wait, are we cutting this part out?
No, we're going to keep recording.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Last time, I don't know if you saw last week's episode, but he made a bucket of chicken and had something coming out of it. And there was a taco. And I was talking about health and Parker was talking about dying and made him look like the scary little kid.
I said, he said that you need to keep your health good. And then I said, because if you don't, you'll die. And then the picture, the video kept going and it zoomed in on my face and everything was black and white. It's hilarious.
Do you think any objects you might be able to add to this video? He'll probably just surprise us.
Probably.
So David is really good. He was really, last few weeks have been hilarious. He's been adding all these effects to the things that Parker and I are doing, and it's just incredible. I'm kind of sad, actually, that these episodes are done.
Me too. This was fun.
Maybe there's something else we can do, huh?
Maybe
there's other stuff we can pop out. You know what? We have this techie store that's opening up. Maybe there's some videos we could show kids how to fix things, show them the store.
Me fixing things in general.
Get them to watch the journey with us.
Yeah.
Parker, why don't you tell us about your store?
It's called Techie.
When does it open? What are you going to be doing?
It'll probably open around the beginning of April, maybe end of March.
Yep.
And it's going in Elm Plaza in Waterville, Maine, right where Verizon used to be, which is where him and my mom met. He found out about Grant Cardone. I pretty much grew up there. Griffin used to work there.
Yeah.
It's destiny.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be down there fixing phones, tablets, computers, gaming consoles, anything you need, devices, MacBooks, Apple products, iPads, Apple Watches, accessories. There's a lot of cool stuff. I learned to fix phones, so I've never fixed phones in my life. Actually, that's a lie. I have sat down and fixed a couple iPhones, but that's probably the extent of it. But yeah, fixing phones, I learned in that training, sitting there with Parker. I'm messing with the screws, struggling. He's like, done, fixed. So he'll probably be showing me as I'm helping him. But we are very excited to do this in this community and help people with their tech stuff. Anything you need with tech, even smart home, smart office, security cameras, we can do. My company then, WTS, so Wireless Technology Solutions, we are a tech company for business. Everything from internet to office phones. What did you say?
I said parker@techcompany.com is my email. Hit me up.
But yeah, anything tech you need, reach out to us because we would love to help you. So you can email me, jp@jpirwin.com. You can email him. What's that email address?
parker@techcompany.com.
That's right.
Right here.
And you want to do that whole follow us on Instagram thing again? Maybe they want to follow us and continue to watch this journey.
Follow me on Instagram. Don't follow this guy. Follow me. No, I'm kidding. Here's his Instagram right there.
So Jonathan P. Irwin.
Parker James 10X.
All right. So give us a follow. We hope you've enjoyed this book and watching these crazy episodes with us. We hope we've made it entertaining and you've learned something.
These episodes were absolutely wacky.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
10X.
All right, 10X. So thank you for joining us on the Pursuit to Win, the 10X Kids Edition. We hope you've enjoyed this. Go back.
Hey, you just snagged my autographed Grant Cardone.
But I want this one.
No.
Can I have it?
No.
All right, we'll see you next time.
No.
We'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Give us a follow and tune in. Thank you for joining us on the Pursuit to Win. My name's JP Irwin, and we will see you next time.